Cutler in a private conversation with the NFL Network last week. He made it clear that he didn't say the organization had buyer's remorse regarding Cutler's contract, but did admit that he did express frustrations with one Jay Cutler for his refusal to check out of bad run plays. According to one source, Cutler shook his head during that, quote, tearful apology. Stephen A., what's your take on this?
Well, obviously, one would surmise that Kromer really overstepped his bounds, and he's somebody that betrayed the trust. And that's always something that's very, very difficult to come by. I was watching Mike and Mike this morning, and Greeny talked about how even in our profession, you know, you talk about people behind their back, off the record and stuff like that. That's stuff that could potentially come back to bite you, because you're just not going to take kindly to that. And, you know, I've always held myself personally to, you know, one of the things that I have bragged about religiously throughout my career is that, you know, I stand on that sword from the perspective of you're not going to sit there and hear me going outside the family to talk about the family. It's something that you just don't do. Unfortunately, this offensive coordinator did that, and he's going to be raked through the coals for it. I would surmise that obviously he was wrong, but I'd also take it that this could cost him his career in some respects, because if you don't have the trust of players, then that's going to hurt you significantly. But what I would also like to say is that somewhat, I don't want to say a complete pass skip, but somewhat of a mulligan would be appropriate in this instance. Number one, because he was speaking about on-field stuff that we could see. He was also speaking about a level of frustration that he's having with Jay Cutler, who was paid an exorbitant amount of money, not only has underperformed significantly, but doesn't seem to care that much. And I think that the frustration is not just because of his inability to do stuff, but because of the attitude that he has towards making the necessary corrections. Not only that, I also think it's worth pointing out that when you consider, you know, the level of frustration that one feels, you know, in this profession, let's be real about something here. Kromer basically told on himself, engaged in a tearful mea culpa, according to the reports and all of that stuff. But this stuff happens all the time. Information that reporters get, they get it from players, they get it from coaches, they get it from coordinators, they get it from head coaches. These folks just have specific individuals that they don't mind reaching out to divulge stuff. I don't care what personnel figure you can come up with. They talk to somebody. They talk to somebody. You can book it, you can bet the house on it. And to act like Kromer did something that isn't done is far from the truth. He did what most people, if not all of them in this profession, do. He just told on himself, which was quite stupid.
Interesting. My reaction to this story is to do what Jay Cutler reportedly did while Aaron Kromer was reportedly tearfully apologizing to the team in the locker room, and that is to just shake my head, because this is a mess. I've told you again and again, I've supported Jay Cutler until I couldn't support him anymore. We both went to Vanderbilt University, and I love my school, but I don't love my quarterback anymore because he's just a mess. And yet this team gave him 7 years, $126 million with $54 million guaranteed. And his offense has yet to top 30 points in any game, given all the weapons at his disposal. And the only thing that shook me up about this was the detail from Aaron Kromer that he stood by, which was that it is killing the Bears that Jay Cutler won't check out of called run plays. So I thought it would be just the opposite. Like, I thought Jay Cutler wanted to throw it every time, and now Jay Cutler's getting condemned by his coordinator because he won't check out of called running plays. I thought that's what they wanted to do, is get back to running the football more and getting Forte more touch. I don't know what a mess this is. Now, in the big picture, Stephen A., I'm going to guess, and I don't have any inside info on this, but I'm going to guess this coaching staff could be all on the way out, starting with Mark Trestman.
They need to be.
Well, obviously.
They need to be.
I don't know if that's going to happen for sure, but it's got real probability, I would say. So maybe this will be much ado about nothing. but it's going to be pretty hard for Jay Cutler and Aaron Kromer to coexist
right after this,
much past the end of this year. That's number one. And number two, and I'm going to have to blame this on Jay Cutler, but now I look at this. He's in his 6th season in Chicago. He's obviously on his 2nd head coach, but he's on his 4th offensive coordinator and his 4th quarterback coach. Might that not be Jay Cutler's fault to a degree? You know what they always talk about, coach killer, quote unquote? Well, Jay can be that because Jay is leading the National Football League in combined turnovers. And real quick, Stephen A., I got to give credit to Brad Biggs, who wrote this story for the Chicago Tribune. I loved his lead because I so identified. His lead to the story was, as Bears fans know, Jay Cutler can make a grown man cry. He literally made his coordinator cry. He makes me cry sometimes when I watch some of the boneheaded throws that he makes.
Exactly. It's on Jay Cutler as far as I'm concerned. It should be difficult for anybody to deal with him. He's underachieved, grotesquely, I might add, while getting money and seeming to care little to at all. I mean, I'm so disgusted with him because he has ability, he has talent.
Does.
For him to be as anemic as he's been, to lead the city of Chicago to one playoff appearance in his tenure, it's just disgraceful. Who gives a damn what Jay Cutler feels?
All right, last quick point. Remember, these remarks were uttered by Aaron Kromer as he walked off the sideline at the end of 41-28 Dallas on a Thursday night game. So he's just talking to, he's like spilling his guts to Ian Rappaport.
That's all.
It's close to what Coach Edwards always says about don't hit send, you know? Like it's a don't hit send kind of moment.
Don't talk to anyone.
Just calm down for a while before you let it
That's
fly.
all. That's all it was.
All right, according to our Adam Schefter, the Bears could trade Cutler after this season and actually save $12.5 million against the salary cap.
So who, Kerry? Who would want him? Who?
I'm sure somebody would want him, Stephen A.
Oh, for that money?
I'm sure somebody would want him.
He should be paying them.
Speaking of leaving,
the Jets would want him.
Oh my God, he would not come because of you. Speaking
Jets.
of leaving, rather.